ampun Umi, He's the strongest person. Strongest person in my life.
Married is scary.
Yes. Sepedanya udah kayak
Gimana ini?
we're black.
Hi everyone,
I'm Nuri Indah.
and I'm Putri Yunia.
Welcome to our podcast, a place where we have chill conversation about parenting, from a child point of view. Here, we are going to share stories, personal experience, and talk about things that kids often feel but rarely get discussed. Don't worry, we're not here to lecture anyone. We just want to open up new perspective, both for us kids and maybe even for future parents, right?
And here's a quick disclaimer. We're just students, we're not psychologists, not parenting experts, and definitely not family consultants. Everything we talk about comes from our own experiences, opinions, and reflections. So if we touch on heavy or sensitive topics, please take it as an extra perspective, not professional advice. Before we start the podcast, I want you to meet our guests. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you for having us. I'm glad to be here.
And I'm Reksa.
And I.
Alright, with that said, let's get started.
Okay. For first question, guys, what childhood experience do you think shaped you the most?
Childhood experience. Maybe I think it's the moment when my little sister was born, and I was 3 at the time, and obviously my parents' attention and care shift to her, and as a kid I feel
Jealous?
no, not jealous. Jealous, yeah, jealous. Uh, Everyone with siblings feel that, right? Yeah. I feel jealous, and I had to do things, simple things, by myself. Like I bath myself, I eat myself, and sleep separately from my parents. And because of that, I had to be independent and do things by myself, and that's ke bawah sampai dewasa, and sampai sekarang masih apa ya, kayak lebih nyaman untuk melakukan hal-hal tuh secara mandiri sendiri gitu. I think that what shapes me the most as a kid. Yeah, that's part of it.
For me, my parents, like, actually they were a Gen X parents, so it's kind of VOC parenting. Like they always taught me about what is it, like attitude, politeness, kindness in front of elders, yeah, something.
Typical parent.
Yes, typical parent. So until right now, in my age right now, I sometimes I overthink about what I say in front of people. Like, do I say the right things, or do I hurt their feelings or not? Yeah, something like that. I think it has a good and bad effect. The good effect, as kita hati-hati sama orang, terutama orang yang lebih tua ketika mau bicara atau berperilaku. But I think the negative effect is we become an overthink person. Yeah. We become the overthink person. What about?
Same experience, Reksa,
Yeah.
but different case. In my case, my parents had to leave me home where they work
Oh,
since I was little. So I kinda had to handle my own.
yourself.
Yeah. So I became independent.
Do you have sibling or not? Do you have sibling or not? Like older or
Younger
younger sibling?
sister, brother.
Now I'm
You're not an only child, right?
only one child.
Oh, you're the only child.
For different.
I thought you have a sibling.
No, yeah, in different case, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Sorry.
usually the only kids were spoiled by their parents, right? But you experience the different things. That's interesting.
Okay.
Answer. And for the second question, what parenting style do you feel your parents most often applied?
Never really what demands anything from me, like what clothes I should wear or how look I should look. But the one thing they did expect from me was to never skip my prayer. That was the only
Inshallah.
very strict about it.
Because ya itu kewajiban.
Kayak ya
It's a bare minimum, guys.
Yes.
dituntut buat memakai baju apa
Yang Islami banget gitu. Ya.
Yes.
I think it's kind of similar, but not in like our dressing style, dressing,
yeah,
but the apa prayer. We have to do the bare minimum, salat 5 waktu, and we're not allowed to watch TVs in a certain period, like from Maghrib to Isha. It's the a period where we have to focus on mengaji and studying. So we cannot watch TV. But at the time we don't have any cell phone, right? So TV is our only source of entertainment. So it's, as a kid, that was kind of hard for us. So it's we're sometimes we ask for what is it, a cheat day, like cheat day, like ini mumpung malam minggu boleh nggak nonton lebih awal gitu, something
That's
like
funny,
that.
right?
Yeah. Other than that is like my parents never push me academically, like forcing me to do what they want. Like they give me freedom to choose, to choose what I want to study. Like actually I because I like English and arts, they apa ya?
They support you.
Yeah, they support me to choose my major. Yeah, and back in high school there's IPA, IPS, and bahasa, right? And I choose bahasa, jurusan bahasa. Yeah, because that's my interest, and they support me. That's, I think they applied that to every children. Like my siblings also study what they want, what they interest in. Yeah, I think that what my parents applied the most in my family.
I actually experienced like the similar thing with Rexa. But when I was kid, what I remember is my parents always like strict about the time. Not that strict, but like when it was like afternoon, you have to take a rest. Don't play
Anything?
don't play like
Sampai maghrib.
us to over something like that. And then when I grow older, like Texa,
Okay, for you, so interesting. Like,
interesting experiences.
yeah,
Me too.
the same for you guys.
Guys, experience the same thing as
Yes.
Okay, for next question, yeah. What is one thing you would definitely not repeat for your parents' parenting style?
I think something that I or dislike from my parents' parenting style is that they talk about economic struggle in front of their children. They don't express it secara gamblang, maksudnya secara ngomong secara jelas langsung ibu bapak lagi ini kamu jangan ini ya. They just say it, ya tunggu dulu nanti ada uang ya komunikasi, tapi I take it the wrong way and it affects me negatively. Kalau sampai sekarang if they give me money, I feel like I don't deserve that, and it's like I'm just a burden to them. It affects me negatively, but I think they meant no harm. So they just want to know. Just want their children to know that they're doing their best. So you just have to do your thing. You have to just study and don't mind about money. But yeah, I can't do that. I just keep reminding me that yeah, I use their money, so I have to berhemat dan yeah.
So you always feel guilty.
Yeah, every time they give me money or give something that is expensive, even for something simple like they buy me food, but they buy specifically for me, but before that I have to ask permission. Ini boleh nggak dimakan? Ini boleh nggak ya?
yeah, I feel the same, but I think we experienced like the similar thing.
Yeah.
For me, what I definitely not repeat from my parents' parenting style is do not get angry to your children in front of a lot of people, guys. Like in a public space,
Oh yeah.
the communication is a key.
Yeah.
You can talk to your kids heart to heart,
Yeah.
because like it's not a good thing to get angry and shout out to your kids in front of a lot of people.
Yeah. It's humiliating,
Yeah.
right?
Harus menasehati secara baik-baik gitu ya.
Maybe they think that we won't remember that, but we actually remember. We memorize it, and we always feel like, please help me to not get angry in front of a lot of people. Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Yes, just discuss everything with your kid
Yeah, in private, yeah.
in private, right? Because when our parents shout out to us in front of public, we only remember that their words, their like kemarahan mereka gitu. We don't know what actually our mistakes. Like we have to do something better. They just told us in a good thing, in a good way.
Maybe in the past family in the past economy, working is first, what is it, first
Priority. Yeah.
So I in home alone, not alone with my grandpa. My parents leave me working. So maybe economy makes makes family renggang.
Separating, right?
Ya,
Yeah.
gitu. So for my family in future, I will family time with my no, with my
Your kids,
Yeah, my
your kids in the future.
with my kids, with my family. So apa ya namanya? Luangkan waktu buat keluarga. Iya, itu.
Jangan hanya
Working. Yeah, I know that economy maybe
priority.
yeah,
Priority.
yeah. But family is priority. I think ya.
Yes. Semuanya orang harus mengutamakan.
Ya, sesibuk apapun, luangin waktu buat keluarga.
Karena itu kita rumah kita.
Because a good people comes from a good family.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone has different condition, different experience, so it's not apply to everyone.
Yes.
Tidak menyamaratakan. Ya.
Oh, betul.
The first question. In your opinion, what should parents avoid to prevent hurting their child's feeling?
It's similar to what Tika said in previous questions, like don't scold your children in front of other people or their siblings. It's just humiliating, yeah. And they won't learn from that. They just going to remember that as something that hurt their feelings, and that's not a good thing, I think.
Yes. And I think also what the things that very different in this time, and masa kecil kita itu parents have to validate their kids' feelings in these times that parents do not do in our kids' time. Yes, just validate your kids. Jangan menganggap remeh gitu. Jadi so they feel merasa didengarkan.
Yeah.
So this very important thing in this era case. The mental health is very important.
Yeah, because our generation is more aware of mental health now, so we see things differently from our parents.
Like when we misal lagi marah atau apa gitu, do not say that we're overreacting or something.
Yeah, a lot of parents think that because we are kids, we don't know how to feel.
Yes.
We don't feel tired.
Yes.
Like tired is only words for adults, and you know nothing about that.
Yes, that's very hal yang mencolok dari parenting zaman dulu tuh kayak yang muda itu nggak tahu jangan ini, jangan menggurui, terus yang tua tuh yang tahu segalanya gitu ya.
I think parents should avoid word or action that make a child feel appreciated. Like what? Like such as comparing them to others, dismissing their feeling, or forcing something on them without communication.
Yeah.
Yes, communication is the key, guys.
Balik lagi ke pertanyaannya
Yes.
sebelumnya itu.
Yes.
Komunikasi adalah
Yes, discussion, communication.
ya oke.
Okay. Alright. Yeah. What was a moment when you felt your parents truly understood?
For me,
Okay.
actually, my father and my mother was a very different kind of person. My mother is a person that when you angry, when ketika kita salah tuh ya langsung dimarahin gitu, langsung pakai kata-kata bla 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 gitu, teriak-teriak. Tapi kalau my father itu, I think that he doesn't really like to talk.
He's an introvert.
Yes, I think that's a right thing to menggambarkan. Yeah, to describe him. So when I have an experience, I think it's a funny experience when
Like what?
like when I played with my friends. It's like to my friends. We're actually from the different race. Like I'm Japanese. Ethnicity, yeah. I'm Japanese, and my one friends Batak, terus yang satunya ada keturunan Betawi. Jadi kita malam-malam we take a ride with our bicycle, but one bicycle for 3 people.
Chengtri.
Membauti itu. Jadi yang depan sendiri itu teman aku yang Batak, dia emang paling kayak secara physically itu lebih kuat gitu. Terus kayaknya aku waktu itu tengah atau terakhir deh gitu. Terus when we lewat di depan rumah cowok dia seumuran sama kita, cuma beda beberapa tahun, just 1 or 2 years older than us. Then my Batak's friend, panggil aja inisialnya C gitu ya, C, aku A gitu, temanku yang Betawi B dah. Si C ini like she shouts in front of the boys house, like she calls him, and then he came out, and then mereka ngejar kita. And at that time I already feel scared, yes, because sepedanya udah kayak goyang-goyang gitu.
Gimana ini?
And you know what? Kita akhirnya kecebur in the gods. Kecebur got. Ya. Terus malam itu chaos banget ya, kayak
Oh my god.
tadi kita kayak diarak kayak like we're
Drenched in.
yes, yeah, we're black.
Oh my god. Smell.
We're stinky, we're in black lumpur. Terus kita kayak we like thieves.
Karena dia
There's a lot of people. Mereka ngantar kita pulang rame-rame gitu. Terus rumah kita itu deketan gitu. Jadi kayak ini rumahku, rumah si B, terus satu rumah tetangga, terus ini rumah si C. Itu kayak lumayan deket kan. So I can hear their apa ya, teriakan mereka, their scream, because they get like pukul. Terus kayak beda-beda gitu teriakannya. Terus yang teman aku yang Betawi ini bilangnya kayak teriaknya kayak ampun Umi gitu. Terus aku bilangnya ampun Ibu. Dan aku kayak dimandiin di depan di outside my house, like you know there's a keran for watering the plant. Yes, I take a bath there.
And it was
Night time with my clothes in a lot of dirt. Yes, you know. And then my mother kept shouting to me like, you know, ini udah malam, kamu tuh malu-maluin gitu. Kayak yang my Batak's friends, it's very funny because I don't really know what they talked about they're using Batak, bahasa
Batak
Batak
language.
gitu, tapi kayak lucu banget gitu, kayak aku dimarahin pakai bahasa Jawa, temanku pakai bahasa Indonesia Betawi gitu, terus dia pakai bahasa Batak, jadi kayak kedengeran gitu. Rumah kita deket-deket, ampun Umi, satu, ampun Ibu, something funny. Yes, and it's what I remembered as a sweet things, because after my mother yes called me, and after I take bath that time, my fathers came and asked me like apa yang sakit gitu, terus sambil dipijetin terus tadi gimana kejadiannya, terus di kamar tuh kayak in my bedroom, like my father like he talks me slowly like it's okay, like are you okay, you know my parents actually my father and my mother have a different person, but I think itu kayak saling melengkapi gitu loh. Jadi kayak my mother disciplined me, but my father after that my father like yeah it's okay, you have to learn after that, it's okay. Yeah, it's a long story, but I think you can answer these questions.
You know, guys, I'm the first parenting. So I'm live with my mom and my grandma, grandpa. In my I feel that my mom always told me, kakak, telling me if you have problems or if you had something to telling with my apa ya, kayak ceritakan semuanya ke aku.
Saling terbuka.
Jadi kayak when I have problems in my school, in my college, in my
Even itu jauh ya.
all of this I just telling my mom, so aku nggak bisa bohong ke mamaku. Jadi iya, nah so kalau aku nggak ceritain tuh kayak mamaku kayak merasa, jadi dia selalu ngatain ke aku kalau makasih gitu udah mau bertahan sama mama sejauh ini. That's it.
Yeah, I also I would say that I experienced like the same thing, but it was recently because my father's passed away like when I was kelas 11 SMA. After that, I really see that my mom is a very hard. Yes, yeah, they do everything for their family. Like she is the strongest person. She's the strongest person in my life. Something like that. There's a lot of like aku sadar kayak hal-hal yang nggak aku sadarin waktu kecil itu ya, waktu mulai setelah ayahku nggak ada gitu. Jadi kayak I really know their hard work, their pengorbanan gitu buat anaknya. Bahkan sampai kuliah pun juga kayak aku, makanya kalau ngelakuin sesuatu yang kayak tidak bertanggung jawab itu jadi kayak keinget ibuku gitu, kayak ya Allah, kayak ibuku di rumah udah kayak bukan kerja keras ya, kayak mengusahakan apa yang aku butuhin gitu. So I won't let people hurt her.
The moment that I feel like my parents understand me the most is sebenarnya selama aku hidup orang tuaku pasti memahami aku. Tapi yang paling aku rasakan is when I was a kid, I was anak yang sakit-sakitan gitu loh. I bolak-balik rumah sakit beberapa kali, and my parents never complain, sampai akhirnya sekarang aku imunku udah mulai ini kan, udah jarang bolak-balik ke rumah sakit. Orang tuaku tetap nggak ada pernah ngomong kata-kata yang bikin aku sakit hati, yang bikin merasa aku juga nggak pengen jadi ya something like that. Jadi yeah, I feel grateful for that. They never show their struggle in front of me. Yeah, I think that what's I think the moment they understand me the most.
And the last question, if you could share one or two honest message with today's parent, what would it be?
I think the message is that please before you get married and have kids, selesain semua masalah diri sendiri.
Yeah, that's great. Very great.
Karena sometimes parents curhat ke anak-anak mereka masalah-masalah yang sebenarnya tuh anak kecil jangan sampai denger gitu. Dan itu bakal ngaruh ke perkembangan mereka, gimana mereka gedenya kan. I think that's what parents consider sebelum menikah, sebelum punya anak, harus selesaiin apa dulu masalah-masalah yang sama diri kalian. Ya biar nggak kebawa ke anak. Ya.
Be ready as a parents. Be ready financially, emotionally.
Jangan asal karena yang lain udah pada nikah, kok aku belum nikah, aku nikah deh gitu.
Jangan FOMO, jangan FOMO
juga ya.
Gak semua tuh harus nikah saat ini gitu. Tungguin dulu.
Ada masanya.
Mentalnya tuh
Siap.
biar anak tuh nggak ngerasain
Tekanannya
tekanan orang tua buat.
Tapi emang kayak apa sih, lagi populer nggak sih dulu, kayak populernya nikah terus tiba-tiba ada yang populer nikah marriage is scary. Itu kan
It's scary.
Jangan FOMO guys. Nikah tuh nggak seenak yang dibayangkan kita.
we have to be prepared before marriage.
Are you agree?
Great agree.
Very agree.
I think we have the same opinion about.
Yeah.
But one more thing that I want to menyampaikan to these parents is sometimes because you feel like dulu aku nggak bisa ini nggak bisa itu, terlalu kebanyakan dimarahin, terus sekarang they spoil their kids. And it's okay because you want to give the best to your kids, but do not jangan because like specifically like in attitude, today's kids it's very different with in our generation, but it's okay, just dipantau aja. Kira-kira yang sekarang jangan, kalau aku perhatiin yang sekarang karena aku punya I have two cousins, like mereka nggak gimana sih, cuma kayak sometimes when they make mistakes and mereka kurang sopan atau apapun itu, lebih baik kayak dibilangin walaupun kayak pahit-pahitnya waktu itu, tapi buat kebaikan mereka gitu sih. Terus do not have kids in like jaraknya deket. That's not recommended. Because they're younger one have a high risk from bullied by the older one. I think even though they're kids, I think that's not good.
I experienced that because my sister is just 3 years younger than me, and I have to do all the thing by myself because we have a close age gap. But I think it has a positive effect when we grow up together like friends.
Yeah, everything have a good side and a bad side. Yeah. And I think one more thing that parents should aware this time is yes, like our generation, we have to communicate in the right way. We have to discuss everything, and maybe like this time parents bisa jadi kayak lebih dekat sama anaknya, kayak jadi teman gitu, jadi bisa jadi tempat curhat. Iya, jadi nggak terlalu kamu anakku, kamu aku ibumu gitu. I think that's good advice for today's parents.
I also want to add in like similar to Tika is apa ya, perbedaan parenting orang tuaku dari zaman kakakku dulu ke aku sampai adikku yang paling kecil tuh berbeda-beda. Mereka tuh according to their surrounding, like awal-awal tuh mereka strict banget ke kakak-kakakku, terus ke aku lebih tenang ya, terus terlalu tenang sampai ke adikku terakhir tuh terlalu manja ya.
Maybe what about their child? Tuh maksudnya kayak waktu yang diberikan tuh sama nggak? Misalnya waktu muda dulu mereka sibuk banget jadinya kayak ini, terus sekarang mereka lebih santai, jadi makanya kayak adikmu lebih itu atau enggak
terlalu sih. I think it's the same, karena sampai sekarang juga mereka masih kerja, tapi kerjanya tuh bukan sesuatu yang sampai benar-benar ninggalin beberapa ini. Jadi apa ya, mereka karena dia yang paling muda, terus kayak lebih kalau ada masalah ya udahlah gitu loh, kayak nggak terlalu se-strict dulu pas aku kecil gitu. But like the first example, like I said before, that we're not allowed to watch TV in Maghrib to Isya.
Your brother?
Yeah, my brother can. He play handphone, watch TV, everything. Yeah, they just let it slide.
Okay.
I don't know what's the reason.
Similar, different. Prepare economy.
Yeah.
It's economy.
In this economy, guys.
Economy. Karena apa ya? Karena masa 20.000 aja nggak cukup.
10.000 di tangan.
Suami yang salah.
Pokoknya intinya siapkan ekonomi dan mentalnya buat jadi orang tua atau buat menikah di masa depan.
Alright, let's wrap up for our today's podcast. Thank you for listening us. Before we close, we want to give a huge thank you to our amazing search person.
Thank you so
who share their
much.
stories and insight with us. And your perspective really help bring this conversation live. And we appreciate your time, your honesty, and willingness to share. And to our listeners, thanks for being here. And do you guys have maybe one or two message to your parents? Maybe they will watch or something.
I hope they don't see this.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you, and I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love you.
Thank you very much. I love you guys.
I love you, Mom.
I
We
will
love
always
you.
choose you, mom and dad,
In every lifetime.
in every lifetime.
Love family, family love.
Family love.
Alright, see you next time.
See you.
Dadah.
Thank you.
Have a great time.